Hello friends, now I'm back with the other different more important questions in this video, and this video will be very important for those who are preparing for their examinations in this year. So these questions are very common for CTET, B.ED, D.EL.ED and WB.TET preparations. So right now WB.TET is not just announced any examination, but those who are appearing for the CTET and B.ED and D.EL.ED examinations preparation, so they can prepare. So here I have selected 3 questions, and after the 3 questions I will select more questions for the students, and definitely those questions will be also very important for you all, and you will prepare for those questions, and which will be very helpful for your preparation. The first question is on your screen. What are the main features of the audio lingual method? And this question repeats many times. And the second question is also same. Write 2 strategies for developing writing skills. And the question number 3, which is on your screen, what is the grammar translation method? So at first I will make you understand about these 3 questions, and after that I will bring 2 more questions which are very also important. The question is, what is the role of chart in language classroom? And the next question will be constructive approach to teaching English at the elementary level. So these 2 questions answer will be for you in the next videos. If you want to see these videos, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Kindly subscribe my channel. First question, what are the main features of the audiolingual method? The answer is here on your screen. If we understand this answer, so at first we start with the definition. The initial point of audiolingual method was also grammar and pronunciation by oral drills and practice. This method had a strong connection with the structural linguistics. Now I'm going to tell you about the features. What are the main features of audiolingual method? Number 1, the teacher treats all the 4 skills equally and teach them separately. Number 2, in audiolingual syllabus, dialogues has the dominant role to play. Number 3, there is much focus on language laboratory as an important teaching aid. Number 4, like direct method, there is no importance of mother tongue. So these are the 4 main features of audiolingual method. Okay guys, and now you have a next question on your screen. The question is, write any 2 strategies for developing writing skills. And this question is very important, and this question repeats many times in the previous year question paper if you look back. So now I do start with the answer with the strategies. There are so many strategies for this question, but here I will show you only 2 strategies which are very important to understand. The first strategy for this question is training in penmanship and techniques. Training in penmanship enables the learners in learning to writing English letters and their combination. The learner's power of the observation and concentration gets developed and increased during the period of training in penmanship. It develops the taste and interest in writing too of the learner. So now you can understand why these 2 strategies are very important. So I have just finished only the first strategy. So I will clear you this first strategy by giving some points. The first point, which is on your screen, by overwriting. The teacher writes something with a pencil on the notebooks of the students. The students are asked to overwrite it. It can also be done with the help of prescribed English writing notebooks in which letters or words are written with dots. Simply you have seen many times how the primary teachers uses by overwriting method. And the next point, with the help of flashcards. Something is written on the flashcards. The students are asked to write down the same in their notebooks. This also very helpful for them. And the third point, imitating the line written by the teacher. The teacher writes the first line in the notebooks of the students. After, the students are asked to complete the entire page by imitating the first line. And the last point, with the help of blackboard. And this is the main aid of the teacher, as we know that. And this question is asked in 1 mark, which one is the main aid of the teacher. So you should know about that. For the teacher, is the main aid is that the blackboard and chalk. Without blackboard and chalk, any teaching process is incomplete. So now let me understand this answer. The teacher writes something on the blackboard, then he asks the students to observe it carefully and copy it in their notebooks. So this was about the first strategy. Now let me move for the second strategy, that is supporting students. How teacher should support to the students while teaching English at elementary level and the other levels also. The kind of support we give our students will depend on the kind of learners, that is their age, background and needs for writing in English. The primary aim should be to help students to gain greater control over the cognitive strategies involved in composing. So by the following points, we will understand this question's answer deeply. First, proper guidance should be given by the teacher regularly at the early stages of the learning writing. Understood? Second, frequent competitions of good handwriting should be arranged and the winner may be given prizes. And this is called one type of reinforcement. As I have previous videos already discussed about that, whenever a learner doesn't learn anything, so start to reinforce. Reinforce means when you start to give some gifts and prizes to the students, so the student will encourage in his work. So this is how we can encourage them, we can appreciate them. So appreciation is kind of also a reinforcement. So we need to apply. Next point will be on your screen, that is the use of transcription books help the students in improving their handwriting. Absolutely. So teacher must provide this kind of things. Definitely this will improve in their handwriting skill. Thoughts written in good handwriting can be displayed on the walls. This is another way. The last point of this question is the teacher should correct the mistake very carefully. This last point is very important for the teacher. This is how the teacher can correct all the students in the classroom, and this way each and every student will be perfect in their writing skill. Hope you have understood. Now, okay, let me move for the next question's answer, which is on your screen. The question is, what do you mean by grammar translation method of teaching English? The answer is very simple. Let me start from the definition. The grammar translation method derived from traditional approaches to the teaching of Latin and Greek, and it was the predominant method in Europe in the 19th century. As English teachers, we are always on the lookout for effective and interesting ways to stimulate our language learners. Various teaching methods are aimed at this goal. The purpose of this report is to investigate the translate method that is widely used by a large number of teachers. This method is better known as the grammar translation method and considered to be a classical method, oldest method, traditional method, popular method, and Prussian method of teaching English. The philosophy behind this method is that the foreign language can be taught or learn through translation. Here, each phrase or sentence of English is taught by translating into mother tongue. Basically, the main purpose to use mother tongue whenever a teacher teaches the first language, easily they can understand. But when a teacher teaches second language in the classroom, the student face the problems. At the same time, if teacher use mother tongue to translate his second language, so it becomes easy to understand for the student. So by the advantages, I will make you understand this question's answer in simple way. So look at the screen. I will tell you the advantages to use of this method. This method has a number of advantages. Let me start from the first point. By telling the meaning of the word or sentence in mother tongue, the teacher can at once make the students understand. Very clear. And by the second point, you will understand it helps teacher much to clear the meaning of a word and sentence to the students easily by translating them into the mother tongue. Number 3, the students understand the things very easily if taught using this method. It does not consume the time in finishing the syllabus. Precise pictures of things can easily be made in the minds of the learners using this method. That is the reason. Whenever they think, whenever they imagine, because the teacher is using the mother tongue to teach them, so easily they can understand the meaning and the topic which is taught by the teacher at the same time. Next, point number 6, this method is very useful for the average and below average students. And point number 7, the students are able to learn many items of English by comparison with mother tongue. Yes, the points are very clear to you. Mother tongue is a quite understandable language for the students at the elementary stage. That is why the teacher uses the second language is taught, and he uses the mother tongue to make them understand the topic and the questions answer easily. Hope you